Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome once again to Quick Shot Reviews for Cheap Shot Entertainment, the dedicated movie channel for Cheap Shot Entertainment. I am your host, Luke, and I am here with...
Josh.
Yay, he joined in this time, that's good. So I've got my good friend Josh with me. We went to go and see The Batman.
We did indeed.
Last night, and both very impressed with it.
Film.
It was a good film. So, if you want to hear our thoughts on this, join us for the main part of the video. But in the meantime, please click that subscribe button and join us on social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebooks. And we'll see you in the main part of the video. Okay, so Batman 2022, or The Batman, Unmasking the Truth, is what we're going to try and do today. Batman was directed by Matt Reeves. And it was also written by Matt Reeves. It stars Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne and the Batman. Bat-Pat, as we have affectionately dubbed him. Bat-Pat. Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, Jeffrey Wright as Lieutenant James Gordon, Colin Farrell as Oz, or the Penguin. And you wouldn't know that if you didn't know it.
Farrell?
Yes, it was.
Oh.
The makeup was really good on him, by the way. Paul Dano plays the Riddler. John Turturro plays Carmine Falcone.
That's it, John Turturro.
My precious Andy Serkis plays Alfred.
Yeah.
He also did. He also did the voice for Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and that's pretty much your lot, really. Your main characters and things. So, yeah, it was a really good film. It's really difficult to pick anything about this film that I didn't really like.
No. Apart from... Oh, no, that'd be a spoiler.
Yeah, don't spoil anything, because obviously these reviews are quick shot reviews. They're spoiler free, and we'd always say to you, no matter what I say, what we say, or whoever else I have on with me to do the videos, podcasts, whatever you want to call them. If you want to go and see a film, go and see it, because everyone
would highly recommend it, though.
Yes, that would be my end part. Recommend this film wholeheartedly.
They do jam-pack a lot of villains into this film. They
do. And obviously you've got the Penguin, you've got Carmine Falcone, you've got
the Riddler,
Selina Kyle.
I'm going to say, I suppose, Catwoman. To an extent.
Catwoman is in there.
That's not a
as
spoiler,
well.
Is it? Selina Kyle being Catwoman, is it?
No. I think most people who are going to see this film know Selina Kyle is Catwoman. Although, I mean, there's only one reference to that, and that's quite far into it, where it says the bat and the cat.
Yeah, that's the only reference. Yeah,
it is the only reference to.
Because she.
To her being Catwoman, but I think people know that anyway.
She's like part villain, part hero in this one, isn't she?
Yeah, everything was done quite differently. I mean, the Batmobile was just a souped up, normal car.
It was.
Which was quite cool, because obviously we're used to seeing tanks and things like that, aren't we?
Like I said, I don't know which Batman timeline it's set in, But
yeah, I think that was the thing that
it might
we
be
were.
a new one.
Yeah, we were struggling with whether it's going to be a new timeline that they're trying to bring in. We got a free comic.
We did get a free comic
as we went in, entitled The Long Halloween, which is, in fact, I believe, an animated movie.
It is.
So I don't know if it was going along that kind of storyline and building.
I've not seen it.
But The Long Halloween, I think, is set in Arkham exclusively. So I think the Arkham games were based on that sort of timeline, actually, or very close to. Anyway, so yeah, I mean Robert Pattinson. I mean
Very good.
That was the biggest question mark, pun intended, around this film.
It was. Was he going to be good or not?
Was he going to be good? And I had no doubt he was going to be very good.
Yeah.
His previous movies have been very good.
I can take a leave Twilight.
Yeah, well, excluding Twilight, his most recent ones. I've never seen Twilight. I never want to see Twilight. No point.
The fourth
ever.
one. Is it the third or the fourth one? The last one.
Back to back.
Sorry. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson in recent years has become a bit like a Leonardo DiCaprio.
I can get behind that.
Getting better and better and better and getting more appreciation for what he can actually do.
Yeah.
And he is a very good Batman.
He was
He's a
good
very
Batman.
good Bruce Wayne as well. Slightly different take on Bruce Wayne. There's no origin part of this because the origin story has been done loads. And I appreciate
They didn't need to do
that.
another origin story.
They didn't need to do another origin story. So, no, there was obviously references to it.
There was.
It had a similar sort of feel to where they went with Gotham, the TV series, in certain parts.
See, I'd like to see him do that, like properly follow on from Gotham with that. What was the young actor called in Gotham? He was in Once Upon a Time as well, but I forgot his name.
I don't even know what it's called. But Gotham was very good.
Yeah. Sorry, we keep getting off track.
Gotham was very good. I mean, we're both huge Batman fans, and that's where it is. But yeah, the Batman is very good. It suffers again from that thing that all movies suffer from in recent times. It could have been wrapped up a good half an hour earlier.
Well, I think that's been generous with this. I think it could have been 45 minutes to an hour, to be fair.
And
it's a 3-hour film.
It's a 3-hour film. There's a lot of exposition, but there are some very cool scenes. And we're not spoiling anything when we say that because most of them are in the trailer anyway.
Yeah, there's some bits in the film that aren't in the trailer that you think, oh, that's pretty cool. It doesn't just put all the good stuff in the trailer.
Yeah, but you're immediately quoting the stuff. I mean, we've been doing that all day, haven't we?
Yeah.
And that's the sign of a good movie for me. If you can go away and you can remember it and you can quote it and it's really, really good, then that is, for me, a good sign. Definitely, like I say, completely different take on Batman to the other ones. Ben Affleck was another different take on it, and I think they're trying to set up a new.
I think they're setting up a multiverse,
a new DC verse.
No, DC do have a multiverse in its lore.
Yeah, and it's
So
Earth 1, Earth 2, that kind of thing.
But it's different to the Marvel multiverse, but the DC multiverse, I think it's like 57 different universes or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, they could do that. Obviously, they're releasing The Flash, they're releasing another Aquaman movie.
I was very annoyed that we didn't see the trailer for the Flash.
Didn't see any trailers for DC movies, but 3 separate. What do we count? 3 separate trailers for Marvel movies?
It was Morpheus. No, is it Morpheus or Morbius?
Morbius, I think.
Morbius, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
What was the third one?
Was there a third one?
Might have just been more recent Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Anyway,
sorry.
Batman, would you recommend it?
Definitely.
The Batman. Definitely recommended for anybody who wants to go and see this film. Get in there, because I think this one's going to be incredibly popular. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it was better than Spider-Man.
It was better than Spider-Man.
It was better than Spider-Man, because I like the darker stuff. There wasn't a lot of... this is something we haven't talked about, actually, that we talked about last night. And this is why we need to start recording these things when we finish the cinema. One element that this movie did that other Batman movies have touched on but not done extensively was the detective side
stuff, yeah.
of Batman. There's a lot of detective stuff in this version of Batman, and one of his pseudonyms is one of his other names is the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
So why not touch on that?
Yeah.
And use some of his gadgets for that stuff rather than just, I'm going to spy on people using video phones and things like that, but actually use the gadgetry to actually solve
the crimes,
rather than just going in and breaking windows and beating
Yeah.
people up. The other element about this film was that they made Batman human.
They did, yeah.
He had the ability to be hurt, and it happened a couple of times. I know they've touched on that in other Batman films as well, but they had the ability. He had, he did get hurt. He did feel pain. He gave, there was different gadgets to help him deal with that pain, and these kind of things that he would have on him.
Yeah.
He had a little pouch on his leg, for example. He didn't keep everything all in his utility belt, and it just felt a bit more real.
You're on about towards the end there, aren't you?
Well, no, his bat suits had the little pouch on the leg.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like a little combat pouch on his leg.
I didn't clock that, if I'm honest with you.
So he could carry all his bits. That being said, it didn't use very many gadgets in this film either.
No.
Thinking about it. But yeah, there's different elements about this film that I think people will really, really like, and everyone I've spoke to about it has been exactly the same. They just can't recommend the film enough.
Yeah.
So I would recommend you go and see this one. My quick shot review of this is watch it, because it's good.
Don't wait a couple of weeks neither, because we get spoilers.
Yeah. It's difficult to avoid spoilers with social media, isn't it? So yeah, go and see this movie as soon as you possibly can, because it is good. And that is our review from Quick Shot Reviews, and you on Cheap Shot Nation. I'm going to say thank you once again to Josh. And he's waving.
Why am I waving?
He's waving, by the way. I will explain that, even though we're doing audio rather than video. He's waving at you, and I will leave you there. So click the like button, subscribe. If you've seen the Batman, let us know what your thoughts are in the comment sections. No comments that will lead to spoilers of this film, because other people may then see the spoilers, and if there is any spoilers, those comments will be deleted. With that, join us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I will see you next time. Bat fans, same Cheap Shot channel, same Cheap Shot time, every single week. Once a week there will be movie review.